first year that we were there, we played in the Youth Cup, and we played. I can't remember actually who it was now, but we played in the FA Youth Cup, and we got beat quite convincingly at home. And I was playing obviously on the right wing, and the left back for the opposition, he was a Scottish international youth, and just tied me up basically. And so I remember we left the ground and we were quite embarrassed. Nige and I, we got on the bus, and obviously I'd normally go. Nige would get off at Prenton, and I would go to the Woodchurch, but we didn't want to go home because we didn't want to face our families. So we ended up going to. I'm trying to think if it was called the Ming Vase. It was a Chinese place in Prenton. And we went, we sat in there and we had a little meal together because we didn't want to go home. We didn't want to face, I didn't want to face my brothers who had come and watched. And so we prolonged the agony, I suppose. And then when I did get in, I got double barrels from my brothers of how bad I was. And yeah, it wasn't nice, but it stayed with me, and I remembered it and learnt from it. And then the following year, I captained the youth team, and we did quite well. We went on a run. We beat Birmingham at Birmingham, and I got 2 goals at St Andrews. And then we played Leeds at home, and I think John Sheridan scored for Leeds. We got knocked out 1-0. But we had a really good run, and I'd got quite a little bit of publicity from there. And then from there, I made my debut with the first team against Bristol Rovers, I think it was.
Bristol City. I've got it in front of me here.
Was it Bristol City? I knew it was a Bristol club anyway, but the reason I remember that was I got on for about the last 15, 20 minutes, and ball got played into me, and the fullback hit me. I thought I'd been hit by a truck. It was it was welcome to the men's league. So I think it must have took me about a week to get over that, and that was just a tackle. So you know that, but that was great. At that kind of age to make my debut in the league, it was a proud moment for me.
You scored your first goal in a 2-2 draw against Chester City, which must have been a very popular one given the rivalry between the two sides. I'm wondering how much you remember of that.
Well, I came on as a substitute. I remember coming on and probably about 25, 30 minutes, something like that. And I remember that we were 2-1 down, and Chester had to, if I'm not mistaken, I think they had to win the game to stay up in the league. That was my recollection, that when I scored the goal, the equaliser, that they went down. It put them down. So that was quite. It was quite an occasion, and I remember the goal like it was yesterday. Funnily enough, it was the ball just broke to me on the edge of the box, and I followed it in, and I hit it on the half volley. And it probably about a foot off the ground, and it just went into the left-hand corner of the goal, and didn't know what to do, didn't know how to celebrate or whatever. And but it was a fantastic moment for me, something I'll remember forever.
And you get another a couple of weeks later, Stockport at home, and this time it's the winner, a 1-0 victory.
Yeah, well, funnily enough, there's another story for you, Matt. My brother came and watched the game, my middle brother, because he lived in Singleton Avenue on just in Prenton. And he came, I got him a ticket, and I said, look, I don't know whether I'm playing or whatever, but I think I might be. So if you want to come along. And he came along and played in the game. Half time came out, and it was just after half time, and apparently he'd gone and got a Bovril. And there was this almighty cheer, and he came back in and he asked the guy next to him what happened, and he said, Ray Wood's over in he's just scored a goal. He's gone, oh, for God's sake, he missed it. And that's another one that I'll probably without a shadow of a doubt, really the best goal I've ever scored. I remember Gary Williams was going down the left. John Kerr, funnily enough, was playing for Stockport that day as well. He'd gone to Stockport. And I remember Gary Williams going down the left, and then he played a diagonal ball. He played it sort of round the back of their defence, and I came in from the wing, and I just hit the edge of the box, and didn't think anything about it other than hitting it first time. It was a beautiful ball by Gary, and I hit it first time, and it went like an arrow into the top corner. And Brian Hamilton called it the goal of the season that had been scored at Prenton Park. So again, I couldn't believe it when it went in, and it virtually, it almost stuck in the stanchion. It seemed, and I don't think anybody was expecting it, because there was no initial reaction. It was really strange, because when I hit it, and I knew, I thought, God, I've hit that sweet. But then when it came off the boot and it went and it was flying in, I don't think anybody believed it. So it wasn't until a little while later, a couple of seconds, but it seemed like it was hours, that the crowd started cheering, and I was sort of collapsed upon by the players, and that was a special moment.